Have you ever pondered about where the roots of our modern philosophy lie? Let's travel back in time, about 2.5 millennia, to ancient Greece, where the concept of philosophy was born. This was a time when human curiosity started to outgrow the constraints of mythological explanations. Instead, people began to seek logical reasoning to understand the world around them. This intellectual revolution was spearheaded by the likes of Thales of Miletus, Anaximander, and Anaximenes. Thales, for instance, posited that water was the fundamental substance of all things. Anaximander proposed that the universe was boundless, while Anaximenes suggested that air was the essence of life. These early philosophers weren't just speculating, they were beginning to ask questions, to probe, to reason, and to argue. The cornerstones of philosophical inquiry. And so, philosophy was born from the audacious minds of these ancient thinkers. The seeds of our modern philosophy were sown by these ancient thinkers who dared to question the world around them. As we delve deeper into the era of Greek philosophy, we encounter a golden age that produced some of the most influential figures in philosophy. This period, stretching from the 5th to the 4th century BCE, saw the rise of three towering figures: Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Each left an indelible mark on philosophy, and their influence continues to reverberate through the corridors of time. Socrates, often considered the father of Western philosophy, was a radical thinker who challenged the status quo. He was known for his Socratic method, a technique of inquiry used to stimulate critical thinking and expose contradictions in one's beliefs. This method, still used in education and psychotherapy today, encourages people to question their assumptions and explore different perspectives. Next we have Plato, a student of Socrates, who took his teacher's ideas and ran with them. Plato's most significant contribution is perhaps his theory of forms, which suggests that the physical world is not as real or true as timeless, absolute ideals. This theory played a foundational role in Western metaphysics and epistemology, shaping our understanding of reality and knowledge. Last, but certainly not least, is Aristotle. A student of Plato, Aristotle was a polymath who wrote on a wide range of topics, from physics and biology to ethics and politics. He is widely recognized for his empirical approach, emphasizing observation and analysis in the pursuit of knowledge. His works have profoundly influenced Western thinking, laying the groundwork for both scientific and philosophical inquiry. These three philosophers, each with their unique perspectives and methodologies, shaped the course of Western philosophy. Their ideas challenged the thinking of their time and continue to challenge ours, prompting us to question, to reason, and to explore the world around us. The Golden Age of Greek philosophy was a period of profound intellectual ferment, a time when bold ideas and innovative thinkers reshaped the way we understand the world. So let's not forget that the shadows of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle still loom large in our intellectual landscape. The Golden Age of Greek philosophy laid the groundwork for much of our modern philosophical thought. In the midst of this philosophical revolution, another revolutionary concept was born: democracy. As the cradle of Western civilization, Athens was the birthplace of democracy around the 5th century BC. The city-state, brimming with intellectual curiosity, became a hotbed for innovative ideas. And among these ideas was a form of governance that was groundbreaking for its time. Democracy, derived from the Greek words demos meaning people and kratos meaning power. This new system of rule, unlike any other, was based on the principle that power should be in the hands of the people. Citizen participation was not just encouraged, it was fundamental to the functioning of this system. Every citizen had the right to speak, to vote, to propose laws, an entirely novel concept in a world dominated by monarchies and dictatorships. However, the ancient Greek democracy was not quite the same as the democracy we know today. It was a direct democracy where every citizen could vote on every issue. Contrastingly, most modern democracies are representative, where citizens elect representatives who make laws on their behalf. Yet, the core principle remains the same. The concept of rule by the people continues to be the cornerstone of democratic societies around the world. And it all started in Athens, a city-state that dared to think differently. In this city-state of Athens, the concept of democracy, a system we value so much today, was first introduced. But as is the nature of all great civilizations, the golden age of Greek philosophy and democracy had to come to an end. The decline of ancient Greek philosophy and democracy was not a sudden event, but rather a gradual fading out. It happened with the fall of Athens, the city that had been the cradle of these revolutionary ideas. The invasion by the Macedonians in the 4th century BCE marked the end of the city-state's independence and thus the end of its golden age. Yet, as the saying goes, the flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. The brilliance of Greek philosophy and democracy may have been short-lived, but it was intense, and it left an indelible mark on the world. The end of Athens did not spell the end of the ideas that it had birthed. Instead, they spread across the world, carried by the winds of change, influencing and shaping civilizations far and wide. Indeed, the influence of Greek thought on Western civilization is undeniable. From the philosophical musings of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, we have inherited a rich tradition of critical thinking and rational inquiry. These philosophers taught us to question, to doubt, and to seek truth through reason. Their teachings form the bedrock of our modern philosophical thought. Similarly, the democratic ideals of ancient Greece have profoundly shaped our modern political systems. The Greeks introduced the world to the concept of demokratia, rule by the people. The idea that power should lie not with a single ruler, but with the citizens, was revolutionary. It inspired the formation of democratic institutions across the world, from the Roman Republic to the modern democracies of today. In essence, the legacy of Greek philosophy and democracy is our modern world. Our societies, our institutions, our very way of thinking, all bear the imprint of these ancient Greeks. Their ideas, though born in a different era, continue to guide us, to challenge us, and to inspire us. So while the physical city of Athens may have fallen, the spirit of Athens, the spirit of inquiry, of democracy, of philosophy, lives on. It lives on in our universities, in our parliaments, in our courts. It lives on in every place where people are free to think, to speak, to question. Even though the age of ancient Greek philosophy and democracy has long passed, its legacy still resonates in our modern world. The spirit of Athens, the spirit of the Greeks, is not just a thing of the past. It is a living, breathing part of our present, and it will continue to shape our future. Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've just embarked on. We began with the birth of philosophy, a revolutionary period where thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle dared to question the world around them. They challenged conventional wisdom, laying the foundation for modern philosophical thought. We then journeyed through the golden age of Greek philosophy, a time when these ideas flourished and were disseminated throughout the ancient world, shaping societies and cultures. An age that saw the exploration of metaphysics, ethics, and the nature of reality itself. Our exploration took us to the advent of democracy, a radical concept that emerged in Athens, empowering citizens to have a say in their governance. A concept that has since been adopted worldwide, shaping our modern political landscape. Finally, we delved into the fall and enduring legacy of Greek philosophy and democracy, timeless ideas that continue to influence our thought and governance. Next time you ponder a philosophical question or exercise your right to vote, remember the ancient Greeks who laid the groundwork for these concepts.